Alright, welcome back to Let's Play Demon Souls. In this video we're still on World 3-1, the Tower of Latria, but we're almost near the end. Just fought off a couple of Octopus Cthulhu guys and have gone back outside of the dungeon. Oh, I guess there is another fog gate there. I forgot about that one. But now you can come around the backside of this huge war machine. And if you activate the lever on the back of it, the gears will retract, and you can go ahead and go safely back over here to collect these items that you saw previously. There's a few souls here. That ring that is picked up, the Clever Rats ring. It's an amazing ring. What it does is once you get to 30% hit points, it dramatically boosts your damage output. So people will use that ring along with another crafted weapon and intentionally lower themselves to less than 30% hit points, and that way you can essentially one-shot people in PvP. It's exceptionally brutal as a caster, where you're gonna get probably one or two shot anyway. So you might as well, if you're PKing, use that combination of items, and you can, a lot of times you'll just surprise the opponent. But the weapon that it combos with, you can see if someone has it equipped, and then you know to be careful that the lower they get, it might be more advantageous to use a ranged spell, or just not allow yourself to get one shot in response. So what you can do now after you collect those is go up these towers or some stairwells, and there's a couple of items you can get up here. And there's a stairwell on each side. There's two different towers. And what happens is you can actually run over this way, and you see this huge stained glass window up here. And this turns out to be a church, a cathedral, I should say, at the end of this level. Some pretty neat stained glass artwork. Always kind of enjoy looking at that. But there ain't no praying going on here that you want to be a part of. You can take a look down. Can't really see too much. But on this side, there's a silver catalyst. Now what that is, it's a wand similar to the wooden catalyst, but it gives you a 20% increase on your mana pool. The only downside is that if you're using a damaging spell or a spell with a magic modifier, the wooden catalyst will provide a higher bonus. So there are a few situations in which the silver catalyst can be good, like if you need to hit a certain amount of maximum mana to cast a spell, then you can equip that instead. Otherwise, I tend to stick with the wooden catalyst. Or there's a couple of different catalysts that you can get later in the game that exceed both of those wands. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and back to the other side here and into this tower. And what happens is you're going to go back into the cathedral on this side. I know it's a lot of running, but this side is mandatory. You can always skip the silver catalyst if you don't want to get it. But on this side, there's a guy causing some mischief that you need to take out before going into the cathedral at the floor level. Oh, these hallways really are a pain to run down. Especially if you have higher armor on that impedes your run speed, then it takes even longer, or have higher endurance drain.
What do you want? I am a humble servant. I do not wish to interfere.
Oh.
I won't cause you trouble.
Of course.
I won't.
I totally trust you. Psych. So what happens is when you go into the boss chamber, there are a few hints on the ground that are developer messages telling you that you need to kill that guy. Because if you zone into the boss area and you kill the boss, it's a woman, she'll keep respawning indefinitely, so you have to exit the... Ooh, close one. You gotta be careful on that. You have to exit the boss chamber, go out, and then figure out you have to kill that guy. And also the key on the wall there is the key to Sage Freak's cell. Uh-oh. Where are these arrows coming from? Oh, it's a Black Phantom NPC that is using stealth. So you can kind of get a taste of what it would look like to have a person use stealth against you in PvP, which can be useful. Chunk of moonlight stone. And then let's go ahead and head up to the boss. Wrap this one up. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with PvP in this game, once you enter a boss fog gate, no one can. The PKs are kicked out of the world, so you don't have to worry about fighting a boss and having to fight in a PvP player at the same time. God, I love the eerie music. There's a lot of atmosphere in this game. It sets you in the mood that you're just in this totally sick and perverse world. Some soft piano tapping. But these are the messages I was saying. Another redo, it never ends. So the game tries to hint that you need to explore more of the level. Let's see what this sign says too. They're up above. Yeah, see it points you where to go. And there's an item back here called a baby's nail. It's a weapon that is very good for PvP. And if you don't pick that up then, these gargoyle NPCs after you kill the boss will prevent you from getting it until after you beat the next level, I think. Okay, so maybe I should focus on the boss here. What's going on is she teleported and there's all these doppelgangers of her in the room casting spells at you. So what you have to do is see which one is casting a different form of the soul arrow. That's the one. But at the same time, there's all these traps. Paralysis traps. But she goes down quite easily to the moonlight sword. There she is. If you hit the other ones, they'll just kind of laugh at you. And there you have it. The Fool's Idol. It's no more. I think I got the majority of the items in this room. Let's go ahead and double check. At the same time, you know what I think I'll do as well? Before heading up to the Archstone, I'm gonna run back and use that key that we got to unlock Sage Freak. He was the wizard NPC that have that bright light in the same chamber as him. And once you release him, he'll make it back to the Nexus, and he will give you he'll turn demon souls into magic, new magic spells. So those boss items that I keep getting that have various names, he's one of the ones that can make use of them, similar to Saint Urbain turning them into miracles. So you have to, since some of the items and some of the spells and miracles will use the same soul, each playthrough, it'll take multiple playthroughs to collect every spell and miracle and item on a character. And that's where the new game plus feature comes in handy. I think the best, one of the trophies in the game is to collect every item and every spell on a character. Here we go, here's Sage Freak.
Magnificent. I never expected to get out of there alive. My name is Frake. I am known as a sage. I thought my magic would give me an edge against these demons, but how wrong I was. I have been enfeebled, but I can still move my legs. And I thank the...
Alright. So he gives you a Jerry Stiletto. It's like a small dagger that, where upon hitting an enemy, it gives you mana returns. It's pretty terrible. I've never really used it. I don't even think to see how much mana it gives. You're better off getting a mana regeneration item or just using potions. But some of the items in this game, they seem to be for lore anyway, rather than practical use. That baby's nail that I got during the boss fight, it's a small dagger that you can upgrade, and it will inflict players with the I don't remember if it's poison or plague, but the main use of it is that it gives you the healing debuff along with the status effect, but it'll prevent you from healing in PvP to the max efficiency. It'll kind of like I hate to use this analogy, but in Warcraft, the Mortal Strike prevents your ability to heal the full. But that's what it reminds me of. Common, similar use for PvP. So, and as you run up to the altar here, these are the gargoyles I was talking about that prevent you from getting the baby's nail if you don't get it during the boss fight. Pretty sweet. It's one of the animations where you get to see your guy geared out and involved in a cutscene. These gargoyles always reminded me of like creatures from that Sherlock Holmes movie. The old one, not the new one. There was this one like in the late 80s that had computer graphics, one of the first movies to have them. And it had like these weird gargoyle things. Pretty cool. I always, once again, the game designers find a way to make you feel like you're really like in this horrific land of chaos and demonic possession. And there's the Archstone. We're go ahead and wrap this video up. I think I'll level up once and then start the next video. So, alright, well this is QuadKiter, and I'm not sure which world we'll do next, but I hope you've enjoyed this Let's Play series so far, and moving right along. See you next time.